See, what did I tell you? He's about to come up. Oh! 3 shots. 5 shots. 30 shots. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video, and today we are not going to be playing the game, but instead we are going to be reacting to 3 true New Year's Eve horror stories. Since it is New Year's and it is very late, I decided why not start off the year with a different kind of video other than just horror games, you know? And with that being said, let's get into the video. Shout out IMR Scary Tales for giving us these stories we're about to watch.
My name is Trevor, and I'm the kind of dad that kids call a grumpy guy.
Ugh,
it's not because I don't like to have fun, I'm just a very protective father. Normally, my wife tells me to relax a little, that the kids are growing up and being careful. But, especially in the new year, something inside me wakes up, and I feel like I have to keep an eye on them.
Ooh.
I can understand that they think I'm crazy, maybe, like everyone else. I have some degree of insanity, but if you knew what my madness is about, as well as my family, you would understand me too.
First of all, this whole family looking insane. This guy and his eyes, the kids with their eyes, they look like they on some crack, rock, cocaine, booger, sugar, all that type of jazz. Secondly, he don't even look like a father. He look like a crackhead on the street. He don't look like he should be raising no kids.
It all started more than 30 years ago. I have no siblings, so I was always very spoiled. My parents treated me very well, but I still had the fantasy of running away, of living an adventure on my own.
Okay.
I had a lot of energy and felt that my destiny could not be in a small town. Even though I was not even 12 years old, I had to live life to the fullest.
Well, looks like he's
My
14.
experiment came to a head on New Year's Eve. My whole family was partying while I was...
Okay, hold on. This looks like a whole living room full of skeletons. All of them like thin as hell too. Ain't none of them had a sandwich in like 3 years. No cap.
Sleeping. That was the chance to escape. While everyone was in the dining room, I opened the window and without grabbing anything, I left. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. But I can't be a kid forever. I walked forward again, thinking about where to go. The first thing I needed to do was to get out of town and go into the wilderness. Luckily, we were surrounded by a forest, so it wouldn't be too difficult to find it. I walked a few blocks, but something in front of me prevented me from passing. A shadowy silhouette stood in the darkness. His eyes were blood red, and his huge figure was imposing.
Go back home, bro. Go back home. This man don't even have pupils. He 12 years old talking, oh, I gotta travel off by my lonesome, travel the country. 12 years old.
The figure came out of the shadows, and luckily it wasn't a monster, but by its face, it could easily be one. Hey, kid, what are you doing outside your house? The man looked nervous, but he had a huge smile on his face.
Run back,
all his clothes and face were covered with blood, but he didn't have any wounds. I know this was weird, but if I was going to run away, I had to be brave and not be afraid of anything. Or at least, that's what I thought when I was a kid.
12 years old.
I'm running away. I've decided I want to live in nature.
This kid's about to die.
I see. And where are Mom and Dad? Are you deaf? They're at home. I ran away. How brave you are, child. As he spoke to me, I could see the drool coming out of his mouth, as if he couldn't wait to do something. Before I could answer him, his eyes popped out of their sockets, and he looked up at the sky. Desperate, he shouted violently.
This man's a skinwalker.
You won't take him away from me. You can't keep him. He's just a child, for God's sake. Sir, are you all right?
Oh,
I won't let you
leave.
take him away! Don't you see how brave he is? Ah! I wasn't going to witness another second of whatever that was. I ran as fast as I could. I
Clearly.
didn't know who that man was, but he was going to
Shit.
hurt me for sure. As I ran, I heard two voices behind me, but they both came from the same person. Run faster! Get him! This was not the same voice as before. His tone was much thicker and full of anger. All right, but promise me you won't hurt him. I want his eyes to be the first thing I see when the new year starts. I was still far away, but the man with two voices was catching up with me. There was no way I was going to make it home in time.
This man is on bath
I
salts.
turned quickly to miss him and went in the direction of the park. It was only a few minutes before New Year's. If I could hide long enough, people would come out of their houses to celebrate, and this man would not be able to catch me.
No.
I climbed up the stairs to the slide and hid inside it without going down.
This man is acting
After
like
a few
he didn't see him
seconds,
just
I
going
heard his
there.
voice again, walking around the park. Boy, relax. You can come out now. The bad man promised me he wouldn't kill you. He's not hungry anymore. I covered my mouth. If I made the slightest sound, he would surely find me. You don't believe me, do you? Trust me, the bad man only eats human flesh before the new year, but he just ate. He's satisfied. He said I could stay with you if I promised to take care of you. Isn't that great?
First of all, it's still before New Year's Eve. This kid is dying. Second of all, how does a 12-year-old outrun a full-grown, like 47-year-old man? And third of all, why hide in a slide? There is no escape from this man now. Once he sees you in that slide, you are dying.
You are mine, little lamb.
Exactly what I meant.
Get away!
Nah. See, what did I tell you? He's about to come up. Oh! What did I say?
The man
What did I
quickly
say?
climbed up the slide, and before I could muster the strength to pull myself up, he grabbed my leg with his teeth,
Yeah,
and like
GG's.
a dog, yanked me down.
Nope.
Already in front
It's
of
over.
me, he lunged
It's over.
towards my face, trembling.
Yo, kick him.
Suddenly, his expression changed again.
Kick him.
No! You promised me you wouldn't eat him! It's mine! The man grabbed me with both arms and, lifting me up, started to run. I tried to bite him, scratch him, hit him, but nothing seemed to work. It was as if I was
GG's.
invulnerable to pain.
He's bringing you back
After
to
running a
his
few
den.
blocks, he opened the trunk of his car with one hand. As I tried to throw myself into the trunk, I saw a family coming out of their house celebrating. It was already New Year's Eve. All the doors began to open, and the man started to get nervous.
Is no one...
I had to take advantage of this opportunity.
Bro, someone must see
Help! I'm being
this.
kidnapped! My scream seemed to have scared the man, as he nervously let go of me as all the families turned to look at us. I had made it. I was escaping. Suddenly, my happiness was interrupted. It was the man again, grabbing me by the head with enormous force. You scared Jeffrey, you damn brat! With great force, he threw me into the back of the car and slammed it shut.
One's helping
I began
him.
to hear the screams of the families running in my direction, but when they were very close, the car started
Drove
up.
off.
The screams were heard farther and farther away until they disappeared. After that, the only thing I remember is waking up in a cage in a basement. There was a smell of blood that made me sick. When the lights came on and my eyes adjusted, the scene I saw was a nightmare.
Brought him to
There
his
were
den.
dead bodies everywhere. Blood was everywhere. And in front of me, my captor approached me. Are you gonna kill me?
Oh yeah, nah.
No. How do you think I would do that? I've never killed anyone. Only the beast is the one who kills. But don't worry. You're my pet now. He won't do anything to you as long as you behave yourself. Now, Eat a little. I have to go. I'll come down to play with you later.
I'd rather
No,
starve.
stop! Don't go away!
Don't go away.
Those were his last words.
Yeah, okay.
After that, the man left and I went back to the darkness.
Bro already had Stockholm
During
syndrome.
the time I was there, I lived for almost 5 years in which I never left that basement. All I did was watch the man kill people at night with brutal force, tearing his victims apart with his bare hands. Women, children, old people, men. He made no distinctions. He just brought people in and killed them. During the day, his other personality would come down and play with me. He would throw papers at me, comb my hair, and tell me about his day. When I cried or didn't want to answer him, well, he would punish me. New Year's Eves were special. During the day, he would celebrate our birthday together by bringing me chocolate. He didn't need anything. He told me he wanted to save the beast's appetite for the night. When darkness came, he would bring a victim, as usual. Only that, in addition to killing it, he would devour it before the new year. The years continued to pass, until one day I heard loud gunshots from above, and a few minutes later a bunch of men in lights were pointing at me. It was the police. I was saved. I was hospitalized for many days. I had several illnesses and malnutrition problems. My body took months to recover, but my brain hasn't healed quite yet.
Oh yeah, nah.
When I grew up, I was able to have my own family. Today, I'm better, but when I'm with my children, I never lose sight of them. Even though that man died the day the police found me, at the end of the year, I still see him in the window. He's not looking at me, but my children. I know I'm probably crazy and hallucinating, but I will never let him or any other beast put my loved ones through what I went through.
Yeah, this nigga's hallucinating. Story number 2.
My husband Miles loves New Year's. He goes overboard with the joy of celebrating the holidays.
Kind of reminds
Every
me
year
of a Family
we
Guy
travel to our
animation.
country house for a romantic beginning to the coming year. It's a big house, but last year, things didn't go as planned. Upon arriving, we took it straight to the bedroom and made love. Miles and I have been high school sweethearts, and we still can't get enough of each other. After quite a pleasurable hour, we both decided to cook dinner together.
Steak and eggs?
The snow had already covered our garden like a white blanket.
New Year's?
I made hot chocolate, while Miles started the fireplace.
Okay, hold on. You having steak, eggs, hot chocolate with, as I should mention, marshmallows. Them guts about to be fucked up in the bathroom in about 30 minutes, I'm just saying.
We were laughing and joking when I saw a shadowy figure standing outside the back door. Seeing me stare at the back patio with a confused face, Miles asked,
"What is it?"
"I think there's someone outside." The patio light was off, so it was dark outside. I switched on the lights and went to check. To my surprise, there was no one.
Of course.
The tall hills facing our house stood silent.
That's
the
a
snow
beautiful
and the
ass
pine
like
woods
backyard
were mute
or
observers.
patio. Like the view.
God, it's so cold here. Let's go in.
Maybe we should check the property.
What? There's no one out here. We're in the middle of nowhere, Rhonda. You probably imagined it.
See, that's where you mess up.
Even though I came in, I still couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched by an unknown intruder. Miles was right, though. There's nothing but mountains and snowy woods surrounding our house. It would be difficult for any human being to survive in this cold without being seen. Miles cooked delicious steak for dinner. We had a good time and ate our tummies full.
Bro, steak and
There was
eggs
unfinished food on my plate, and both of us were too busy to clean the dishes that night. We left it all on the dinner table and went back upstairs to watch a movie and drink till the countdown. The time went well, and we eventually kissed each other, wishing a happy new year once the...
Okay. I ain't judging them, but why do you have a jar, just like a glass of water with one singular cup next to you? Like, no one has that, bro. No one has that. At this point, you deserve to die. I'm just saying.
The clock struck 12. Thinking of going snowboarding early in the morning, we decided to get some sleep.
Snowboarding's fine.
I don't exactly remember how I woke up, but once I did, I felt thirsty. I forgot to fill the jug in the bedroom, so I walked downstairs.
Like, who just has a jug?
As I came downstairs, my eyes suddenly noticed the dishes on the table. They were licked clean.
Licked clean.
I slowly scanned the house with tense eyes. I heard the basement door creak open behind me, followed by heavy footsteps.
Get your man.
Someone was down there, and now walking towards me.
Get your mans, bro.
The house was in complete darkness. The moonlight from the windows was my only source to see.
Turn on
I
all the
wanted to scream
lights.
for my husband, but my voice died in my throat. The footsteps got closer.
Break the
each
jug
second,
and
my
use it
heart
as a
beat
shank.
faster. Whoever it was had eaten our leftovers and decided to take shelter in the basement.
Yeah, nah.
But now he was coming out to reveal himself.
See, at that
I
point,
stood like a statue, eyes wide open, staring at the dark basement.
that's
The
a mask.
footsteps stopped.
That's a mask.
And then a hand hovered from the darkness.
That's like a human face
and
mask.
waved at me.
Follow me.
You got hair in my eye. God damn.
Thinking this is just a nightmare, I still didn't react. But then a face came out of the darkness and I almost had a heart attack.
Yeah, nope.
It was a man wearing President Ronald Reagan's mask.
Is he naked?
Through eye holes, I could see blood-red, drunk eyes looking at me up and down.
Oh, uppercut, bro.
I finally screamed,
Run up to him.
"Miles!"
Ow.
And I turned around to run upstairs when the man came out from the basement. Not in my wildest dreams I expected
Like, what
what I
is-
saw next.
What is
The
these
man was
faces?
completely naked, wearing nothing. He held a dried maple leaf over his junk and then began laughing hysterically.
Happy New Year!
I ran upstairs at full speed, hearing the man chasing me. I closed the bedroom door and woke up my husband. Miles! Miles!
What is it, Rhonda?
There's a crazy man in our house.
God, not again. You probably had a bad dream.
No! He's outside our room. Wake up!
This is a L man's right here. Say if your partner, right, is waking you up saying there's somebody in the house, I'm getting up. I'm getting my weps. And I'm blasting the whole living room. I don't care if I don't see him or not. If he's hiding, he's still getting blicked up. I'm telling you.
That's when the knocking began.
What,
Loud
see?
banging along with
Jumping up.
psychotic screams.
Jumping up, getting that.
Open the door!
And I'm
Open now!
I'm
I
spraying
came
the
to
door.
wish you a happy new year! You need to say it back!
My husband woke up and realized I wasn't imagining things this time.
I'm spraying the door.
He grabbed the baseball bat from under the bed and yelled back at the naked man.
What the hell do you want? I want you to open the door!
Yep.
Get
Open
out
the
of
door.
my house!
Bow.
And what if I don't? You know you can't call the cops here!
Bro,
He
open the
kept
door
hitting the
and
door
get
with
a
his
bat,
fist and then
bro.
stopped. Everything went silent. Did he leave?
I don't know.
We walked close to the door, and
Oh, my
Miles
head's really
placed his
fucking
ear
up,
to
bro.
overhear the sounds from the other side of the door.
What if he just
For a few
charging
seconds,
and breaking
nothing
in?
happened. And then suddenly, I heard a mechanic rumble. A tip of a chainsaw started cutting through our bedroom door. Yes, a freaking chainsaw.
This
Miles
man
would've
think
been
he
chopped off like a pig if he
Leatherface.
didn't move in time. I screamed at the top of my lungs, and the man cut a big hole in our bedroom door. He inserted his head from it, and
See?
Miles was shocked.
Break the bat
Holy
over
crap.
his head.
Who are you?
I told you, he's crazy.
Let me in so I can wish you a happy new year.
No.
And then hug you guys.
I took the baseball bat from Miles's hand because he chickened out at that moment.
See, L
I
man's.
swung the bat at full speed and hit the psycho on his head. The sound of
Bingo.
a skull crack rent the air, and behind that mask, a trail of blood started dripping from his
Cracked
head.
his head open.
No! What did you do?
Miles ran as the man collapsed on the floor. He opened the door in one go and took off his mask.
Jeff, you all right?
To my horror, it wasn't some intruder, but rather Miles's best friend, Jeff. And now that I saw his body in the light, I realized he was not naked. He was only wearing a skin-colored costume to give the impression of some crazy, drunk, naked lunatic that broke into our house on the night of New Year's. What the hell is he doing here?
It was a freaking prank, Rhonda! I set it up!
What kind of prank? This man had a prank where his friend chainsawed, straight up broke the door down just to scare her. If anything, he deserves to die. Both of them do.
All of our friends are going to be here soon, and now you just killed a man! Not just any man, my best friend!
How the hell was I supposed to know it's your friend?
Like, what?
And that it's a stupid prank! No matter how much we argue, what's done cannot be undone. I've killed a man, and guests will be arriving at our house soon. The only option we had was to hide his body. It felt awful, but we dug a hole in our backyard and buried Jeff in it.
This cannot be a true story.
We then covered the surface with snow so that no one noticed. Jeff's car was parked at some distance, and we drove to a frozen lake in the woods and pushed it in.
Wow.
The weight of the car cracked the frozen layer of ice over the lake and drowned into its depth. Miles's friends came and we partied as if nothing happened. People asked about Jeff and we lied that he never arrived here. Everyone left the next day. We wanted to leave too, but decided to stay for a day more just to make sure there was no clue left of this unfortunate murder.
Is no one gonna,
we decided to dig Jeff's body up and burn it so we would never get caught. What we discovered in that process is the ultimate nightmare.
His body was gone.
Jeff's fingernails were filled with mud, and a few nails were broken too. He had soil inside his mouth and nostrils. Oh my God, he tried to come out. He tried to dig the soil. He was alive. That means...
We buried him alive.
He was just knocked out.
Parties are supposed to be fun, right? I used to really like them as I had a lot of fun. But being surrounded by a bunch of strangers is not a good idea. You never know what their plans may be. When I was in my 20s, I befriended 2 girls who were from rich and important families.
Quick thing. Shout out to the animations. All 3 of these had different animations and I don't know, I really fucked with them.
Kelly and Nicole. I hadn't done it on purpose. I'm not that kind of person. We had just met and had fun together. Anyway, that Christmas, I had been with my family. So for New Year's Eve, I was planning to go to a party. You know, I wanted to have a good time, listen to music, dance, and watch the fireworks once the new year came.
Shit.
Do you want to go to a party with us?
Ugh.
Oh, are you guys gonna throw one? No, this is much better. We were invited to a great party in a huge penthouse.
3 shots. 5 shots. 30 shots.
We'll be able to see the fireworks right above our heads. Sounds great. So you're in, right? On the night of December 31st, they picked me up in Kelly's car. We did a few things before we went to the party, so we got to the building much later than I would have liked. But it didn't bother me. Together, we got into the elevator. I didn't even need to look at the floor number, as I knew we had arrived the instant I heard the loud music. So, is there a list or something? What made you think it's exclusive, honey? I understood what Nicole was talking about the instant we entered the penthouse.
She did not wear no makeup.
More than it might have seemed from the outside. So it didn't matter how many people showed up. But anyway, I was surprised that it wasn't exclusive. I mean, the party was perfect.
He looks like the
lights,
only normal guy there.
The music, the mini bar, the pool, and of course, the view. What are you waiting for, Sarah? Have fun. No need to tell me. I started to dance through the crowd until, at some point, someone tried to give me a drink.
Oh,
no
he's
thanks.
a creep. Yeah,
I'll go get mine myself. As I approached the minibar, I noticed that
He's
my
a
2
pill
friends were
pursuer.
already there,
Whoa.
drinking cocktails. Tired of dancing already? Not at all, just a little thirsty. What are you gonna drink? I turned to look at the bartender and said, "Surprise me, okay?"
See, I don't go to parties. They
I
look
no longer
devious.
remember what I drank on that occasion. I only know that I quickly returned to the dance floor. I felt as if I was under an incredible spell, but it soon broke. Oh my God, are you okay, Mark?
I'm fine. It was just a push.
It took me a moment to realize what had happened. I'm so sorry, sir. Be more careful. Are you sure you're okay?
Why is
They were
everybody
both
at this party
extravagantly
like?
dressed, but I wasn't sure that
Is
was
this a
what set
monster
them
mash or
apart from the
something?
others. Since you're here, could you help us? Mark must be taken to rest. Sure, with your permission, sir.
You don't even.
I grabbed the wheelchair and walked
Sir
with them
is
into a long
crazy.
hallway that connected to a bunch of rooms. One of these is fine, right? Continue walking. He needs silence. I didn't think it could be
See, I
so
wouldn't trust
quiet at the end of
any
the
of
hall,
these, bro.
but it was.
I
This is
wouldn't
the
trust
room.
anybody.
Open the door. From here, no one could hear us, and neither could we. So I started to get nervous. My hand shook as I opened the door.
This is why I don't go to
Then I
parties.
turned to see the woman. What are you looking at? Keep going. I felt so pressured that I entered the room with a lump in my throat.
You don't even know these
Then
people.
I left the man by the bed, and I was turning around when I heard the door close.
Oh yeah,
The woman was blocking the way.
she's about to.
I think it's time for me to go.
She's about to wreck
She
your shit, bro.
smiled. So soon? You can keep helping us.
Oh,
I
see,
think I've done enough. You
Nah.
did something, but not enough. You hurt Mark. Don't you understand? I started to feel sweat covering my cold skin. There are still many things that a person like you can do. Like me? I thought. You will help me, won't you? You'll give him what he wants most.
This is a true
When
story.
she pointed at my legs, I reacted and soon walked towards the door. Back off. You can't leave yet.
She trying to take
Without
her legs.
hesitation, I pushed her with all the strength I had. Ah! In the blink of an eye, she was on the floor.
Yeah,
That's
leave.
when I opened the door. Don't even think about it! But before I could get out, I felt the woman dig her long nails into my leg. Ah! Stay here, bitch. You ain't done with your work.
Yo,
Every
kick
second,
her.
she tightened her grip.
Barbara,
I'm busy here.
let her go. She fight too much.
It took a few minutes for the woman to release me. Keep your stupid mouth shut or you'll regret it. It didn't take long for me to start running down the hallway that suddenly seemed much longer. But all of a sudden, a door opened.
Stupid bitch.
As soon as I heard the voice, I panicked. I didn't want another psycho trying to hurt me. So I hid in a room and locked it.
What is
And
happening?
now what? Relax, man. Let's wait a minute. Why should we? That bunch of idiots are not gonna find out. We'll wait. Understand? Fine. Did you see those girls in the pool? You know they're off limits.
This is like a whole movie.
Once the voices had faded away, I waited a little longer and then walked out. I got back into the crowd as fast as I could and started looking for my friends. I had to pass between people. This time, everything felt different. Everyone was sweating and dancing weirdly. It really seemed like they were in the clouds.
They all got drugged.
Finally, I found my friends lying on chairs in front of the pool. What's wrong with you? Did you drink too much? We have to go. There's something really wrong about this party. Don't be ridiculous. Everything's fine.
Nope,
You just
leave 'em.
drank too much.
Leave them.
I'm serious. There are some psychos around here. They tried to hurt me.
This is why I
And
stay.
there are some men who are planning something really bad. I think they even talked about you. We need to go.
This is why I stay home.
They just stared at me as their smiles slowly faded away. You didn't drink enough, did you? What? Didn't they tell you to keep your mouth shut? I don't understand you. They looked at each other. When Nicole nodded, Kelly got up.
Yeah, nah.
Couldn't you have had fun like the others? We invited all these stupid, poor, and desperate people so we can play as we please. I started backing away as she got closer to me.
They about to push you
They
off
are
the roof.
nothing more than useless puppets. But you know what the best of all is? That even if someone like you finds out what we're doing, there's nothing you can do. Any mouth can be silenced with money. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
You better.
Have fun,
dip.
Sarah. Kelly pushed me, and suddenly I felt very cold. I had fallen into the pool, but was too shocked to react until I started to hear the fireworks. When I got out as fast as I could, in front of me, I saw it. A man was screaming in pain because he no longer had his hand. As I coughed, I figured that fireworks accident was just another part of the sick plan. Luckily, that night I arrived home safe and sound. People have never believed my story, but I understand. It's difficult to accept that such horrible things can remain hidden.
That can't be a true story. What? I mean, I know things could happen at parties, but not anything like that. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. That was 3 true New Year's horror stories. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with somebody who you might think might enjoy my content too. With that being said, I will see you all in the next video. Peace.